Hi everyone, it's Kevin Rempel here with the Sledge Hockey Experience in partnership with Parasport Ontario. And today I'm here with Billy Bridges from the Men's Canadian National Team, a 20-plus year veteran, all-time leading points and all-time leading scorer, one of the best in the world to teach you the advanced skills and techniques about how to shoot. Let's get into it. So Billy, when we think about the advanced shooting techniques beyond the wrist shot, we want to talk a little bit about snapshots. And although you're like one of the only in the world that can actually take a slap shot, what are some of the considerations when we think about advancing our shot in the sport?
Yeah, it's a lot of repetition. It's a lot of practice. Evolving from the flat wrist shot, you're going to need to get a little bit of separation from the puck. You're going to be starting the puck on your toe instead of your heel. And you're also going to be raising your arm up in the air for those one-timers or those slap shots as well. And there's lots of things to consider, and we'll get into it now. Now that you've mastered your technique with the wrist shot, we're going to start to get into a couple other different techniques that we can do for some more advanced shooting. What we're going to start with is a snapshot. Now a snapshot is when you create that little bit of separation so that your stick can flex or get pushed onto the ice to release the energy into the puck. You'll notice that all through the NHL these days, this is how everybody's shooting, and it's no different in a sled. Now, in a wrist shot, when you start from the heel and roll forward, you get a real nice, direct, accurate shot. Sometimes you have a little bit more time, and you want to get a snap on it to get a little bit harder. So what you're going to do, start with the puck a little bit further away from your body on your toe. You want to pull it in to create that little couple inches of separation, okay? When you do that, you're not raising your stick, you're flexing your stick into the ice to release that energy. You want to start with the puck on the tip of your stick, pull it into your body so that when you make contact, you're still making contact where you start your tape down on the heel of your stick. But because of that little separation, you can get a lot more power into it. Now, you'll notice every once in a while, a sledge hockey player will take an absolute ripper and it'll go into the corner. Now, what's happening is the picks on the bottom of our stick are hitting your leg, and I can tell you right now that there's a way to harness that power, and you can use it every single time you shoot, like me. I mean, sometimes I should take a lot off it so I actually hit the net, but you get the point. Now, what you'll notice happening is you'll pull the puck all the way over your leg. Now, in order to harness that, you need to start with the puck close to your body, push towards your target, and make that contact with your leg. I can show you without a puck. You're going to come, slide your stick, and boom. Now, I wear a soccer shin pad on the sides of my legs, and I have big shin pads because I know that I'm going to pick my leg every single time. So if you start to try to want to do this, make sure you at least rotate your shin pad so you point the knees out, or else you're going to get a lot of cuts under your leg, which I still do sometimes. But let me give you an example. Sliding, and you'll notice that even though leading up to that shot is so slow, as soon as it hits my leg, it takes off. Now, when you do these shots, you're going to notice that it almost always pulls across your body. So that's why a lot of times I'm pointing my toes to the right of my target when I'm shooting with my right hand. Of course, we do a lot of shooting with our left as well, and I'll get to that later. But what you want to do is slide the blade of your stick in the same line the whole time. Okay? That doesn't change, and all you're doing is leading that pick into your leg, which snaps it through. Now you'll notice, just like the snapshot, I like to start with the puck a little bit away from my body so that I can create that separation and then snap into it. For some variation, you can try to push your hand away from your body after the pick contact to be able to go to the top right. Now, just like the wrist shot, it's going to be hard to do at the beginning. You're going to want to choke up on your stick towards your blade a little bit so that you can really tell where that contact's going to come from. What I notice is that when I'm higher towards my blade, my shot always goes high. When my hand's towards my picks, my shot always stays nice and low. So now I know that when I slide my hand down and get to my shooting spot, that bit of tape that I put there, when I know that that's my perfect sweet spot, if my pinky's on it, I know it's going high. So I only use that when I'm real close to the net. I know when I'm by the blue line, I want to slide my pointy finger on the top of that tape so it stays nice and low. Both have a lot of power, but will go to different places on the net. Now, when you practice these techniques, same thing as the wrist shot, you want to do repetition after repetition after repetition. You don't need ice, you don't even need a sled, you do need some shin pads. But try to get a lot of pucks, a lot of tennis balls, something set up in your house, and just keep firing. A progression that you can do from the snapshot, while not always applicable or logical to do, is a slap shot. So much fun, extremely hard in our sport. Now, I find when I take my slap shots, I try not to raise my arm too high, which is the natural thing that everyone wants to do, because you see, well, I used to see Al McGuinness do it on TV, but I guess nowadays it's Ovechkin and Stamkos. But you want to bring your stick more back and along the ice. Even sometimes, still, I'll keep the tip of my stick on the ice the entire time. Now, I like to keep my puck about hip level. As you can see, it's directly out from the side of my hip, maybe even a little bit further back. Because when you pick your leg and the puck's too far ahead, you're not going to get a very accurate and consistent shot. Now, I like to keep it about a stick length away so that I don't have to do too much travel, because just like the snapshot, you want that blade of your stick to travel along the same path all the way towards the net, and upon lifting, you're going to hit your leg. Some people sit with their knees bent, but you can still get that snap if you start a little bit further behind and a little bit higher. You can pick your bucket, or you can put your hand more towards your picks, and you can hit your shin pad a lot further ahead. But you'll find your own variation. So for a slap shot, you want to make sure you're hitting the ice or coming down in front of the puck, because it's the force that we generate onto the ice that's going to get released into the net. So think of it less like trying to sweep dust off the ground and more like trying to shovel a whole pile of snow off the driveway. Now, mine like to raise up all the time. Very hard to take a slap shot along the ice. But you can see I still like to make contact at the heel of my stick. Let it roll and rotate. Obviously, it happens a lot faster, harder to see, but all the fundamentals from the wrist shot to the snapshot to the backhand to the slap shot are all the exact same. You want to make sure you're contacting at the heel, getting that roll, and always pointing to your target. If you end up with your shot like that, where do you think it's going to go? It's always going to go high. Try to point. If I want to go to the top left, I need to follow through my shot to that spot. Now, adversely, if I want to go to the top right, with this kind of technique, it is difficult, but you do have to push away from your body. Just like that. Obviously, we're not taking any shots in our game standing still. You need to get to be a master at shooting while moving and shooting while you're skating with the puck, and also approaching a stop puck and being able to shoot it as well. When I'm shooting my slap shots, I like to be on my left edge to come at it so that my sled is a little bit torqued away from the puck so I can hit it and follow through. So you don't need too much space, and you don't need too much speed as well. You want to come towards it, keep that blade low, and follow through. Again, you can take one stride back just to push. Always follow through to your target. Now, one of the advantages of our sport is that you have two hands, and two sides to shoot from, and we need to make sure that we're practicing with our non-dominant hand a lot more than our dominant hand. As much fun as it is to take those clappers with the right hand, I always work on my left because I know it's gonna really help me out when I need it the most. When there's a defender on my right-hand side, or the goalie's leaning to the right, or I'm cutting, I can go to the left and I know I can use it. Now, when you're doing snapshots or advanced techniques with the left, it's no different than the right, except I like to try to simplify it a little bit. I know that my left is not as coordinated, or at least it wasn't at the beginning, so I like to just keep a smooth path. I like to keep my knuckles as close to the ice as I can, and I don't try to change up too much with it. I want to know that if I pass it across, bring it to that hand, that I'll get a nice consistent shot. Obviously, your aiming and accuracy will come along with practice, but try to make sure that you're having that consistency first. Same thing as the right. I start with the puck out from my body. I like to pop it ahead, make contact, and my picks will hit my leg. Now, just like the wrist shot, there's three motions of the snapshot. There's the over, closed toe, pulling, and then as you make contact with it, your hand opens a bit, and that starts the roll, and then there's a close at the end again. You'll notice that with my left-hand shots, my legs tend to drift more into that pick, and it really kind of helps me find my pick every single time I shoot it. I use my core to stay stable, meet that pick, and that's what'll pull my shot across. Again, if I'm close to the net, I'll put my pinky where I tape, and I know that it'll go high. If I'm far away, I'll slide my hand down towards my pick, and I know that it'll stay nice and low. In hockey, you're never taking shots standing still, so it's just as important to make sure that you're using your ice time to take advantage and practice these shots while moving. Now, when you approach the puck, you want to keep that hand, that blade nice and low. You want to meet the ice before the puck. That's important because that's where you're going to generate your power, by pushing onto the ice, not onto the puck. So you can start simple by just taking one push. And you can get advanced by bringing your arm further up. To simulate more of a slap shot, you can bring your arm further, hit that ice, and follow through. So 3 things to remember when you're using these advanced shooting techniques. Make sure you get that separation from the puck to your stick. That'll generate the power by pushing into the ice and releasing that energy forward. You got to make sure that you always point towards your target, no matter what. If you're shooting away from your body, you're going to have to push and point out, or coming all the way across if your toes are pointed the other way. And third, most important, the best way to get better is to practice. The best way to be a better shooter is to shoot more. Thanks a lot for joining us today, and have fun practicing your slap shot.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos in the future. And if you'd like to learn more about sledge hockey or the program and how to get involved, visit playsledgehockey.com or parasportontario.ca.